Hello, this is Dread, and in today's video topic, we're going to be going over another episode of the Hall of Fame, and this one is going to be Misha's Channeling Healing Hands Full Melee Crit Paladin. So, the idea of this build, of course, is to utilize the channeling version of Healing Hands, and there are a lot of bugs involved with this build. This build is definitely not going to remain in this state at all, specifically the ward generation, but I thought I'd make an exception today because I want to put down a kind of like a footnote in last Epoch history here where Healing Hands was absolutely ridiculous. So, Misha, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay, hi everyone. So my name is Misha, and I've been playing Last Epoch for like 5 or 4 years at this point, and I mostly played only Sentinel builds. So for 1.0, nothing much really changed for Sentinel except for Healing Hands. So I guess I made this build because I think now it's the most broken build for the Sentinel Mastery, and Paladin is probably the best mastery to play it on.
Yeah, especially since you're channeling, you're not going to gain the benefits of the echoes anyway, so you might as well play it on Paladin, right?
Yeah, the channeling thing I found absolutely randomly because I saw that it says like cast per second, and usually channel and melee skills they scale with attack speed, but this one doesn't scale with attack speed. So I decided to test it out, and it worked like really well. Like the damage skyrocketed compared to using Vengeance or Rive to proc with Cleric's Hammer. Channel inversion just deals so much more damage.
Yeah,
And
that's
also,
because it sets your attack speed essentially at 4 times per second, which means it can
yeah,
ignore attack
and
speed everywhere. And yeah,
yeah, and also like you don't get the penalty in healing when you proc with rival vengeance. You get the penalty like a minus 65% total healing, and when you channel, you don't get that penalty at all.
yeah, exactly, and that's crazy too. So, do you wanna explain what the bug is for the potential viewers here so that they understand what's probably going to get changed about this build?
Okay, so with bugs, there is one unintended interactions. Well, according to the devs, and it's the divine barrier node. Um, And the thing it does, it says that all healing is converted to ward as long as the person has low life affix. So in my case, I have T1 or T3 low life affix on the gloves. It doesn't really matter which tier you have, as long as you have at least tier 1. And basically, all my healing is converted to ward, and I can scale the healing with healing effectiveness and also urgent healing node on healing hands 3 gives the most benefit because initially healing hands heals only for 100, but that node boosts that to 240 base healing. So it's like double and a half the base healing, which after that scales with all the multipliers. And that allows you to get like 3 to 4 to 5,000 word just from one use. And then you channel it. So you channel and you cast at least 4 healing hands per second. So in total, it will be like 16 to 20,000 word per second, which results for me having 40k word if I like just keep channeling without any word retention. And it's absolutely broken.
Perfect. So,
Um,
the reason why we're even talking about this build was because when you showed it to me, I realized that even after the bug fix, like, it's still going to be an insanely strong build. You wanna tell the audience how much ward you'll have
yeah.
even after the bug fix?
So at least as I understand, like devs didn't intend to this whole conversion even happen in the first place. So as I understand, they wanted to have like 240 word per second from that node. So if you take max urgent healing nodes and base healing and don't take any healing effectiveness scaling, you get 200 word per second. And then you take synthesis of light node, which is like the follow-up, and it says that you gain 1 word per 10% healing effectiveness. And that was supposed to be like the main word scaling on the build, because with 3 points in that node, you get 3 ward per 10% healing effectiveness, and like a good geared build will have 1200 or 1500 healing effectiveness. So I tested with my current gear, and you should be able to get from 4000 to 6000 ward with good investment.
Which is still a
Um,
lot, by the way.
yeah, which is like on top of 2.5 to 3.5 khp. So in total, you have like 10k or 9k HP, and you can go block. You can go like 8,000 armor. So that will be like really strong still. The only thing is that right now the synthesis of light is bugged, and it's the same classic EG bug that you have extra zero. And right now it gives not 1 ward per 10 percent in healing effectiveness. It gives you 1 ward per 100 healing effectiveness. So right now we can't even ethically like fully test the
Yeah,
setup without the low life affix, but maybe they will fix it
in the
in
future.
1.1, yeah, in the future,
Yeah.
hopefully, but it will be still like very good.
Yeah, that's exactly why I'm even so normally I don't like talking about bug builds in my videos. The only reason that we're talking about this build right now is because of the fact that I know that after all the bugs are fixed, this build will still be insanely strong, even with all the fixes, because of just how strong a melee channeling skill that sets your attack speed. You know, like you want to explain why that's strong, Misha?
Yeah, so the main part about channeling is firstly you don't get stunned. So I played this build to 1000 corruption and I didn't get stunned even once during my playthrough. Because channel skill cannot be stunned by default. That's how EG designed them. Um, and also you can abuse vengeance on this build to just attack like once every like 1-2 seconds to keep up damage reduction buff. So you channel, you stun immune, you have damage reductions, and also in general, like on any melee skill when you attack, you are stationary. So there's no even real con in using channeled version because you're still stationary. And for example, how I play this build is I channel, for example, 0.5 seconds or like 1 second, then I move on and channel again. Like I don't need to be constantly channeling for like 10 seconds outside of the boss fights. And it feels like just a normal melee build to play, even though it's channeled. And
Yeah.
also another strong interaction is that I still abuse Cleric's Hammer node, which procs healing hands of the melee attack with my channeling. So how it works is that Cleric's Hammer says that you proc 1 healing hands per 1 use of the skill. So I proc it once per 1
Oh,
channel.
so that actually works? So you proc it
Yeah,
once and it still at
yeah,
least gives you 1 extra. That's
yeah. So
crazy.
so that's
So
why I
tapping the button
channel.
is insane. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I channel for 0.5 seconds, and in 0.5 seconds, you do like 2 swings. Because in total you have 4 swings per second. So you do 2 swings, and then you get an extra swing from Cleric's Hammer. And so ideally, you can like just stop channeling basically the skill to get more than 4 attacks per second. So for example, I trained and I got to like do at least 5 attacks per second abusing like this channeling tapping thing,
Oh,
which
that's
is even more
insane.
damage. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think the strongest thing by far, I think, about this setup is the fact that you don't have to invest into attack speed to get this much, damage out of your build,
Oh,
which
definitely.
opens up so many options in terms of scaling. Because now you can go with a one-hander and a shield because the healing effectiveness scaling, you can go with a one-hander that doesn't have any attack speed, and you just get all the damage on it. You don't have to get attack speed on the tree or on your gear. It just opens up so many options not having to scale attack speed.
Yeah, I think we can just talk about how I scale damage on this build because that was
Yeah.
pretty interesting. So obviously you get like tons of flat damage from healing effectiveness scaling because healing hands converts your healing effectiveness to flat damage. That's one of the reasons that you don't need to dual wield on this build because you already have a lot of flat damage. Um, and as you said, like channel inversion completely ignores attack speed, so we don't care about the debuff in attack speed that one of the nodes on healing hands give us, and we don't need any attack speed on the gear. So the only issue with the skill is that it's hard to get increased percent damage because we don't have scaling from strength or attunement in terms of percentage damage. Um, and we invest so much in healing effectiveness that we can't really get much percent
Percent
damage
damage
on the gear.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like the final itemization of this build was just me trying to find like where can I get um, percentage increased damage. So the key part is Hakar Phoenix Axe because it gives 200% melee damage, and that's like a lot.
I love how this keeps coming back up every single time. Like, I
Yeah.
swear, the Cars Phoenix, one of those items that's like, it's like meh 99% of the time, and then it's absolutely broken OP the other 1%.
Yeah, and I'm using like 3LP, but realistically, there's almost no difference between 3LP Hakar Axis and 1LP. Like as long as you get flat melee crit chance, tier 7, slammed on it, like you're good to go. Like that's already beast weapon. You don't need 2 or 3 or 4 LP axe, you just need 1 LP with crit.
Yeah. And of
S
course, all the flat scaling lets you use a Apocalypse Shield too, which is really
Yeah,
nice.
Apocalypse Suit is really good. Because also one of the bugs on Healing Hands that Divine Barrier node, it says converts all ward to healing. But the thing is, Healing Hands has 2 types of healing. It has upfront healing and it has healing over time. And Divine Barrier converts only upfront healing. It doesn't convert the healing over time. So even though Bulwark of Abyss like takes my HP, I instantly heal that back just from my healing over time from Healing Hands. So there's no debuff in using that shield. Like you get 70% crit multiplier and 90% armor and 100% block. Like it's so much better than dual wielding.
Yeah, it's like dual wielding, but with more benefits because, like, it's not
Yeah.
like as if you're missing the attack speed on the weapon because you don't care. So all you care about is crit multi essentially, and now it
Yeah, and
also
now
gives
like
that and a lot of flat, I mean, a lot of armor as well.
yeah. And after Katana nerf, 70 crit multiplier from offhand is a lot. So if you dual wield with Katana, you don't get that much more damage compared to the shield.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
so the other two key parts for increased damage is your helmet and body armor. Um, Sentinel has a broken affix called increased fire damage and ignite duration. And it's broken in terms that you can seal tier 1 affects. And for example, on body armor, seal tier 1 will give you 40% fire damage. So on my build, I use that
Yeah.
as sealed affects on the body plus levels of, you can use levels of lunge, levels of rive, it doesn't matter. What matters is that those affixes give you 90% melee damage. And
Yeah,
same for the
exactly.
helmet.
Plenty of
You,
percent damage, yeah.
yeah, so basically, on body and helm, you seal that fire affix and get some melee skill affix. You don't care which one, as long as they give you melee damage. So axe with helmet and body gives you like almost half of your damage, at least on my build. So on my build, I have like 1000% increased damage. So my passives is like half of it, and axe and body armor and helmet is another half of it, basically.
Perfect.
Um,
Alright, well, I wanna thank you for coming around today, Misha, and talking about the build. This looks absolutely amazing, even when, of course, they, fix the bugs. Don't use bugs, kids. And I'm looking forward to seeing what it looks like after the bug fix, as you're still going to have plenty of ward and HP, and, like, it's not gonna be a big
Yeah,
deal
I will
even
definitely
with the
test it because
nerfs.
my character is saved. Like when they
Yeah.
fix it, I will test it.
Yeah, exactly. That will be very entertaining to watch, and we might do an update video once that comes around. So, thank you for coming around though and talking about your build, Misha.
Thank you for having me.
Yep. And like I said, this isn't a full build guide or anything like that because we know it's bugged. We know it has problems. We get that. I just wanted to, save a piece of last epoch history here, when one node goes wrong, right? uh all right.